Good morning. It's the first chilly day in South Carolina, and I had a hard time falling back asleep after my baby got up, so I thought might as well come out and do a little shop upgrade today. So if you've seen any of my videos, I reckon you've probably seen this shot behind my work table in my shop, and I've been meaning for a long time to hang a few things up here. Great chance for me to use some of my new tools too. So I'm going to be pre-drilling for some self-tapping screws. I'm going to be using my new Milwaukee drill. I just did an unboxing video on all the tools I'm going to be using in this project just the other day. I really like this drill. Just got to do a quick little eyeball on the level here. That looks pretty good. This little Milwaukee Impact's, I like it a lot too. It's got some good power. I drove those self-tappers really well. So I have quite a few axes and hatchets and knives and old tools and things that I really do enjoy. And I know that if I see them, I'll take a little better care of them. They've been kind of neglected since I moved over here, just kind of shoved in the locker. And a lot of them kind of need some love, need some oil, need some sharpening, need some, just some, attention. The things you see, you tend to take a little bit better care of. So you can kind of get the idea of what I'm doing here. Just trying to kind of display them in a way where you can see everything and it all looks as good as it can. Fortunately, there's not really a good way to get the front of me in this shot, so you might have to look at the back of my head, but some people might prefer that. We'll see. I'm also going to share a real quick tip for like the quickest, cheapest, easiest kind of DIY edge protector. I don't know if I stole this idea from somebody, but I did it when I was a young man, and it works pretty good. I don't really like leaving edges like that hanging. So I just need a little 3.5 inch piece of this 1 inch PVC, which I know there are better tools for this than an oscillating tool, but this one's new to me, so I want to give it a shot. So just trace a straight line down the pipe, come over here, we'll chuck it into the vise. You don't want to squeeze it too tight, and then you just use something, hacksaw, multi-tool, whatever, and just cut right down that slit. So you're left with, a fully cut piece of pipe. So after that, you just kind of line up your edge into that slit. Helps to get started on kind of one end. All right, so there you go. This isn't going to win any beauty contests, but as far as, and it doesn't stay on perfectly, you're really just working on the friction of the pipe sticking to the hatchet head, but it works good enough for storage, and it costs about 6 cents. So there's not a whole heck of a lot of rhyme or reason to how I'm doing this. I'm just kind of eyeballing it, and so far I'm pretty happy with it. I'm going to put this one kind of right about there. Drill a little hole as a marker, drill through as a pilot hole, grab a handy dandy screw, and there we are. I'm going to keep going. All right, so that's kind of half of it. Really happy with how it looks so far. I got to do another piece so I can hang some full-size axes on it, but I'm really happy with it so far. I really like all these new tools. This drill really is pretty freaking spectacular. You know, it's one of the things I learned when I set this shop up is doing things like this is so much more enjoyable once you have some amount of organization. I've been a very chronically unorganized person my entire life, and I use setting up this shop as like a case study to try and figure out how to be a bit more organized. And now that I've got a few of my ducks in a row, it just makes me think about all the hours of frustration I had doing projects where I couldn't find this tool, I couldn't find that bit, and it just makes me want to just go back in time and punch myself for having been so silly. But there was a saying I heard a long time ago, organization will set you free, and I thought that sounds so dumb. And then I started doing it, and boy oh boy, it is true. I picked these. The only particular reason is this was the only screw I had that had like a smooth shank. So I'm really just burying it till the threads are covered, and I don't think that's going to make much of any difference at all. But, you know, we all have reasons for why we do things. Oh boy, it's kind of turning into something, ain't it? I am reasonably done for today. I am very happy with it. We can do a couple beauty shots. I love axes. I know a lot of people on YouTube make a lot of axe content. Not trying to copy anybody, but I'm going to do some of that too. It's been a hobby of mine since I was a very young boy, and it's something I've kind of neglected once I started kind of getting into my adult life. It's just one more thing, but now that I'm looking at them, now that they're out, and now that I have, you know, more everyday opportunities to use them, I'm definitely going to get back into it. Let's get cleaned up and then take a look at the semi-finished product. It might not be the best, most well-equipped, prettiest workshop area in the world, but it is mine, and I'm really happy with it. I put a lot of work into getting it to this point, and I know I'm going to continue to tweak it, but it's been a lot of fun. I think this adds like a really interesting kind of dimension to it. You know, life's too short to be strictly about business or just utility. You know, I think there's room for trying to make things look nice, and maybe that doesn't look nice to you, but it looks nice to me. All right, guys, well, thanks so much for watching. I had a bunch of fun making this video, and I hope you like kind of the results from it. I do want to take a minute to just ask, you know, if you like the video, if you've watched some of my other videos, it would mean a lot for you to subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything, means a lot to me, and I've had a lot of fun interacting with some of the people on the videos I've made, and I think I've done enough at this point. I believe this is my 18th video, that I've gotten a lot better. I imagine you might have seen that if you've seen some of my videos. Not to try and toot my own horn, but just figured a few things out, and got some new equipment. I'm kind of test driving this little gimbal thing that tracks me. That's pretty neat. And it's just a neat little hobby. I'm excited about it. I've gotten enough feedback to tell me that I'm not just like, you know, I'm not terrible at it, which even if I was, who really cares? You know, it's not like, it's just a hobby. So I've been bad at plenty of hobbies before, but this one I feel like I could be pretty good at. So if you could subscribe, like, comment, all that, tell your friends, you know, there's going to be tons more coming. So get ready for that. And if you guys have any questions or see anything in any of my videos that you're like, hey, I'd like to learn a little bit more about that, just drop that in the comments, or I don't know if there's a way to shoot me a message on YouTube. Again, I'm still kind of a noob, but I just really appreciate, it's so flattering when people watch my videos, and I don't really know why I feel so flattered, but it seems like an honor. You know, it's like you've deemed some amount of your typically leisure or recreation time as letting me try to entertain or teach you something, and that's pretty cool. So that's all for now. All right, well, if there are any axe nerds out there, I might as well run down what's hanging up here. This is a Grantsford Brooks mini hatchet. This is a Holtzbrucks hatchet that I got from my dad and used for the bulk of my childhood, quite frankly. This is like a garage sale find. It's a plumb head. You probably can't tell from that. The handle's trash and needs rehung, but I like that little thing. So this is a plumb hatchet I actually got from my grandfather and restored. It was in pretty bad shape when I got it. It is a great little hatchet. It's kind of halfway between these two in size. This is the Gränsfors Bruks hunting axe, which is a neat little axe. It's got a flay pole on it, which is used to skin big game. It's very similar to the small forest axe from a head profile perspective, but the handle is a little different. This one right here is the Gränsfors Bruks Scandinavian Forest Axe, which was like my first good axe ever when I was like probably like 12. And I love that thing. It needs some attention and some love, but this was a little, 12-year-old me project, but it's a really old beat up plumb head on like a boy's axe handle that I kind of use as like an axe that you wouldn't treat like a good axe, things you like chopping through a root or something. That's what I would use that for. This is a Council Tools Velvacut American felling axe. It's the best full-size axe I've ever used. It's really, really good. This is another kind of flea market garage sale find, but it's a really, really nice plumb double bit that I had to rehang with the original handle. Just the wedge got loose and haven't gotten around to really sharpening it. This is a project axe, and then that's just a hookaroon, and then two of those Fiskars splitting axes.